Hey there, it's week 29, and this past weekend, Jeremy and I headed down to Palo Alto to root on our USC Trojans men's volleyball team play against Stanford. With USC being number one and Stanford being number three, we knew it was going to be an exciting game. Fortunately for us, we came out there victorious, with the score being 3-1. Um, it's not often that we get a chance to bust out the victory signs and sport the Trojan pride and spirit. So, whenever there's a chance to do so, whenever any of our Trojan teams come up, we love being there. After the match, we headed down to dinner to have some ramen in Mountain View at this place called Maruichi. Got to try their house-made noodles um, in their black garlic broth, which is why the broth is black. That was a new thing for me. Then we headed to Santa Clara before heading home to meet up with Jeremy's former high school band director, Howard Crawford. He was up here with the South Pasadena High School band and ensembles for a couple competitions and performances in the Bay Area. And it's just nice for Jeremy and him to catch up and reminisce about old times. Then on Saturday, while Jeremy was working, I headed into the city to meet up with my girlfriend Rosalie, who's been out of town for the past 2 or 3 weeks or so, for work in Australia. So she wanted to catch up before Jerry and I became a threesome, and she treated me out for tea at one of my favorite places, Crown and Crumpet. And it was really sweet of the staff because when we walked in, they saw they were wondering what the occasion was, and they saw my belly and realized, oh, are we celebrating you? And so they decided to pull out one of their centerpieces, and ours was a little mouse with a cap and a gown, and placed it on our table to be a little festive. We got to chat over our afternoon tea and have some girl talk and see what's going on with our lives. Hopefully we'll be able to meet up again with the hubbies this time around and meet their new addition to their family, Rohan, their dog. So hopefully our schedules will work out. And then we came back home and me and Jaren got to watch the remaining of the Final Four semifinals. And while that was going on, I got to video chat with my cousin Joyce and Marty for a little bit. And so, speaking of video chatting, if any of you guys want to video chat with me and Jer, just give us a time and day, and hopefully we'll work something out. And then I learned that my baby shower invites have been sent out, so I'm looking forward to heading down to LA in the next couple of weeks to see our friends and family. So that'll be exciting. I'm feeling normal as usual, but I've noticed that my belly button is becoming more flat, so it could be any day now that it decides to pop. Although my doctor said not all women's belly buttons pop inside out, so we'll see how mine turns out. I'll keep you guys posted. As always, these days she's regularly moving, which is always a welcome sign. And I learned this past week that my coworker just had her baby. She's just a week early, but when they went in, she was supposed to have a normal delivery, but they monitored the baby's heartbeat and it was dropping, and later learned that the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck. So they had to do an emergency C-section, which when I heard that kind of concerned me a little bit because I'm supposed to be set for a normal delivery. So, I mean, Lord willing, I don't have to go through that, but I've decided I probably should read about it and just educate myself so I know what to expect if I were in that situation. It was just kind of like, I don't want to be in shock when I find out later I have to go into surgery, So, Jer and I began reading the baby sign language book, and it's nice to know that we don't have to know the entire language before the baby's born or anything, or even prior to teaching her. We can learn right alongside her and just, teach her the words that she needs to know. At the same time, we'll be able to just learn them by ourselves. So that's comforting. I still have no cravings, and I'm just eating as I normally did prior to the pregnancy. I mean, of course, I'm skipping out on the foods I'm not allowed to eat, but other than that, it's business as usual in terms of eating. But one thing I learned today, or had a discovery today, is that in my left ear, I'm hearing what sounds like a heartbeat. And basically, it sounds like what I hear when I go into the doctor's office for my prenatal appointments when she does the sonogram. That's basically what I hear in my left ear, which is weird because it's just my left ear. And at first I thought Jeremy could hear it, but he said he doesn't, so I knew it was just me. I probably read into that and see if I can find anything about it, just to understand what's going on. I mean, it doesn't bother me, it's just kind of strange. And we'll see if I find anything out about it. And I guess that's it. So I will talk to you guys next week. Have a good one.